Mufti Sahib expresses the opinion that we are discussing an issue under the religious umbrella, whereas perhaps it isn't a religious solution. So he identified three things: that the person might be having mental problems, psychological problems, or he might be reacting to a problem in the world, poverty, job, whatever, or the system has diagnosed that he is ill and he believes he or she isn't. So it's people's perception of the person, right? So far. Okay, so sadly, because this what we're discussing is invisible, because by looking at you I don't know, it is only through connection that we have to bring it down to an individual level. But if we are looking at a person, we have to look, because the doctor will look at you and give you a medication to control your temper and get your anger out of the way, or he will hospitalize you because you're a danger to other people. But looking at it individually as a patient or a person, how the system looks at him is what we have to come down to. And this is where I was getting difficult. I think the main thing, Mufti, what you were saying, is look at the person and identify what
what he has.
Take away the things that don't affect him. So if you say, "Are you really depressed? Because he's got no money, no job." So identify the real issues that are affecting him, because they may not be mental, psychological. So look at the individual and work from there, because most of the time it's nothing to do with jinn or religion. It is life and life's challenges. Am I right?
I also said sometimes anything has happened, we have to, if we don't recognize what it is actually, then the people they suffer more. Like even if you are sending them hospital, even you are giving them medication, or you're giving them anything.
Trauma, or somebody dies or something.
Yeah, we have to, as a religion, we have to recognize in the right way. And as a doctorate point of view, I'll say we have to recognize them same. We have to recognize them correct way, because if as a doctorate way, like example, as a doctorate view point of view, if we just giving them medication, they will suffer. If religion point of view, if we just giving them something to read or something to recite or something to say it, they will suffer. So I think both a doctrine point of view and religion point of view, we have to work together, and then the people they suffer less. Even if you go back, or in these days, people they are suffering. If we go to mental hospital, if you've been to mental hospital, there are people they are suffering. Once they've been in, is very less chance to go out. Which I have seen. There's very, very less chance to go. Even when they come out, they are visiting, again they are on medication. I think both a doctorate point of view, if sometimes a person needs religion, and sometimes if they come to religion, he needs doctorate point of view, he needs medicine. So if both sides, if they're mixing up, then the people they will suffer more.
There needs to be a balance between the religious and
yes.
Because without one you can't have the other. So
yeah.
This thing that it's important to remember also in non-developing countries, having any illness or disability or whatever is stigma, and the person feels stigmatized. And I'm on a working group looking at this very issue of stigma in relation to mental illness or disability. Something we need to create an understanding within the family, within the community, that being disabled doesn't mean you haven't got a brain. Like Reverend Bruce, his son, they made a recording of a sermon, and he's completely handicapped, can't speak, but he listens to the sermon on the tape and takes it out on the computer. He's got a brain. Andrew is such a, Bruce Stewart. He can talk to you. Amazing.
One example, I have one example, one individual, he came to me, he is non-Muslim, he was non-Muslim, if I can. He got something mentally ill, he said, I use a lot of medication and a lot of medicine, and it doesn't cure. So I call someone who can recite very beautifully, and he recite. He said, while he is reciting, I'm like in the heaven, peace. Even he was non-Muslim, like he doesn't believe in Quran, he doesn't believe anything about religion, so about like Islam religion, like doesn't believe. But when someone, he said, I can imply him to only just recite in front of me. I feel very peace. So I think our aim should be people they suffer less. Our should be, even doctrine point of view or religion point of view, our aim should be people, even they are non-Muslim or Muslim, they should suffer less. If I think is both things is work together, then people they will suffer less.
I think that's a really good place to kind of draw things together. Something we may seem in our conversation that in some ways we haven't that much to say about this topic, and I think that's actually an important thing for those of us who are people of faith in God. What matters for us in different ways is that people's lives are filled with God things and contact with the things of God, and that's what we're focused on, not on these. Where this is a relatively minor issue, the point and purpose. And in Christian language, people talk about being possessed by God's Spirit. It's not language they necessarily share, but you get the idea that the point of life is actually about being God-filled, being completely engaged with God in your life. That's something that I think we share in our different ways. So in some way, these issues are quite marginal to what we do. The point is about what you say, it's about people having lives that are properly balanced and properly engaged with God.
Do we have